Hello everyone! Today we are going to talk about some things that will drain our feminine energy. Our feminine energy can only thrive when it feels safe, when we feel good, when we are in the right environment. So it's very important to be aware of certain things that will make us feel bad, that will drain us and that will keep our energy low so that we can do something about it. So let's just get into some things that will drain us of our feminine energy and what we actually can do about it. First of all, social media, or better said, like the wrong use of social media. It really depends on the content that you consume and the kind of people that you're interacting with. If you're, for example, only listening to gossip, you're watching entertainment content or content about the news, content about bad things that are happening in the world. And if you go to the comment section and you see all these negative comments of these people that are saying actually really crazy things, people that have no empathy, people that don't think about what they are saying, people arguing in the comments. And if you look at that all the time, or even worse, if you interact with that, that will obviously drain you of your feminine energy, because you're interacting with people that are on a very, very low vibration. And all this negativity, all these bad things that you are seeing, they are going to make you feel bad. They are going to affirm to you that there are so many bad things going on in the world that you actually should feel bad. So that's why it's very important to actually be very mindful of what you consume. Instead, consume positive content. For example, self-development content. Or consume things that make you laugh. Just things that make you happy and on a high vibe. Things that show the positive things in the world. Things that make you grow. Things that make you expand in life and reach your goals. I also still make this mistake sometimes. When I see a post pop up on Instagram, I will go to the comments, and things I read sometimes, it makes me so mad. And I want to argue with these people. I never do it. I never get myself into these crazy arguments or something. But sometimes I'm like, what is going on in people's heads? What is going on with the world? So I just try to only consume positive content and not look in the comments on these news posts or just bad things that have happened, because we don't want to interact with those people that are on such low vibration. People that have such bitter hearts and dislike their life so much that they have to comment such things and argue with people. We don't want to interact with these people because that will really drain our feminine energy. Another danger of social media, especially for women, is comparison. If you're looking at all these perfect girls that post these perfect pictures, have this perfect lifestyle, and maybe just girls that don't look like you at all, like a completely different type, completely different age, they are in a completely different stage of their lives, and you're comparing yourself, obviously you're going to feel bad. You don't need to compare yourself with other people. Compare yourself with the version of you that you were yesterday and try to improve yourself every day. Because you are you. You are not that person. And you can be an amazing person. And follow these people that make you feel insecure. Instead, follow people that inspire you, or people that look like you but are maybe on a different level in their career, and they just can inspire you and you feel like, oh, I can do it too, because you have some certain similarities. And I also feel like some people make it a trend to be depressed on like TikTok. They're posting all these negative quotes of I can never be good enough to people, all these types of things. People give attention to it. They say, oh, I feel like that too. And they make it a whole trend to be depressed. And they're romanticizing being depressed, not feeling good enough. Being in a victim mode, really. That is not going to benefit you at all, because people are just busy with themselves and they're not going to sit here the whole day and feel bad for you. And obviously, if you have been through something bad or you're sad about something, you can let your emotions out. Definitely do it, or go to therapy or whatever you need. But I'm just talking about complaining all the time and being in this victim mode and trying to get attention from people and trying to make them feel bad for you. That is not going to benefit you. Definitely process through these emotions, but not in that way. And also, social media will make you feel like you need to keep changing things about yourself. because they keep creating new products, new things to make you more beautiful, to make you feel better. And you will constantly feel like you have to change something about yourself. But you can accept the way you are now. Obviously, I'm all for self-development and trying to better yourself every day, but you also need to accept yourself in the position that you are. But still try to better yourself, because that is just fun, amazing. That is what life is about. But the problem is that it can make us feel very insecure and that we are not good enough. And that is what is going to make us feel bad and rob us of our feminine energy. Then the next thing that will definitely rob us of our feminine energy, and that is overstimulation. Nowadays, we have TikTok, we have social media, we're scrolling constantly, we're hearing 1,000 different sounds in a day, we're seeing 1,000 different things in a day, reading 1,000 different things in a day. The problem with this is that we don't really know what we need to focus on anymore. Our attention is everywhere, it goes to everything, but the things that actually matter don't get enough attention. The goal that you want to achieve, that business you want to start, that YouTube channel that you want to start, it doesn't get enough attention because your attention goes everywhere else and you're participating in habits that are not going to get you there at all. Instead, try to focus on the daily actions that you need to take to work towards your goal. Maybe your goal at this moment is to get your diploma in school. Focus more on that, and you can always plan in some time to do something that you like scrolling or whatever. I personally don't even like to do that anymore, because if I now scroll on social media, I feel tired immediately. My energy is so drained and I don't see the point. But obviously it's so addicting, and that's why everyone is doing it constantly. But what I do instead is I watch long form content, so YouTube, and for self-development content all the time. Instead of just scrolling through these useless posts, we forget every post that we saw almost. So what is the point? Just remember that you only live once and time goes so fast. So focus on things that actually matter. Your friends, your family, the good people in your life that fulfill you, your passions, your hobbies, your mental health. Focus on these things, and these things that are actually going to fulfill you, instead of these useless actions, because that is what is going to help your feminine energy to really flourish and to actually come to life. And also this overstimulation, all these visuals, these sounds, all these things will actually really make us chaotic inside, because feminine energy, it also thrives on peace, on inner peace. Really try to plan in moments that are stimulation free. Moments where you meditate, moments where you just sit, just look out the window and don't have anything to listen to or whatever. And just have these quiet, peaceful moments to give your mind some rest, to give your body some rest, because it's very important for our feminine energy. Then another point, everything has actually become way too easy. We can look up things immediately that we don't know. We can scroll through our music when we want to listen to a new song. We can scroll on TikTok when we don't like something. We scroll. Everything is so easy. We can make our tasks through ChatGPT and we don't have to think anymore. This is also very bad for our brain, because we need to make it work. And we don't want to do hard things anymore. If you have difficulties with this, try to every day do something that feels hard. A task for school, or a boring thing that you already are procrastinating on for months. Something that really makes your brain work. Try to do more difficult things, try to have more discipline, because you know what? If you're not having any challenge in life, nothing that you're working towards, nothing that feels a bit difficult, you will not feel good at all. We people also get fulfillment through solving problems, through solving hard things. I worked for this, I did my best for this, I used my brain a lot, and now I achieved this. That is also what gives us fulfillment. Even the process of doing these hard things and seeing I did that today, that's also what gives us so much more fulfillment and actually lust for life. Life becomes very boring, very mundane if we don't challenge ourselves. Because all of the stimulation and this quick dopamine, other things will also feel more boring. Things that aren't on our phone, the simple things in life, they will also feel more boring. And that is actually so sad and so dangerous for us, because I think it really can make us depressed. Some simple things can give us so much joy if we're actually in the present moment and we're actually realizing how beautiful it is. But because we have so much stimulation and TikTok and all these games and stuff, everything else in the real world can feel boring. So I would really recommend to take a distance from these dopamine things and focus on the things that matter more. Go outside more, go move your body, go read a book, go do something creative with your hands, whatever it is. Get this excitement for life again, and not only for scrolling on your phone. That's also something that is going to enhance your feminine energy so much. Next, we have the people around us. Our family, our friends, our romantic relationships, our colleagues, whoever is around us. If these people are toxic, if they're complaining all the time and being in a victim mode, if they constantly are asking things from you, but you never get anything back, that will all obviously drain you of your feminine energy. You really become like the people that you hang around with most. You guys get the same habits, you get the same limiting beliefs, and this will just change your life in such a big way. So I talked about this before, but choose your friends wisely. You're the one who chooses your friends. If you're choosing these negative friends, you know what will happen. You will also become more negative. You will feel bad, and they are not elevating you in life. They are pulling you down, literally. So look for more positive friends. Sometimes it's way better to have less friends, but more positive friends. Friends that you can learn from, friends that elevate you, than so many friends that are so negative and toxic. And you have the control over who are your friends. So choose it wisely. And obviously the same for your partner. When it comes to family or people that you can't really avoid, just protect your energy. Don't engage in their arguments. Don't engage in their negative energy. If it's your family, have your own space where you can relax. Fill your energy up again, like your room, or you're going for a walk. Really protect your energy from these people. And just elevate your life with more positive people, people that are working on themselves, and just inspiring people. And obviously also set your boundaries with these people. If they're constantly complaining to you and all of these things, just say, I don't have the energy for this. And obviously most of them may talk you into guilt, but that doesn't mean that you are doing anything wrong. They just benefit from you listening to them all the time and from you giving them your energy. But it is your responsibility to protect your own energy. It is your right to protect your energy. So don't listen to them when they are trying to make you feel guilty, because that is only for their benefit. And at the end of the day, you are the one that will feel drained and will feel bad. And the last thing I want to talk about today we are more talking about like the external influences on our feminine energy. I will make a part 2 that is more about your internal factors. But the next thing is limiting beliefs, scarcity mindsets, and a victim mindset. All things that are taught by other people to us. A lot of people will try to put their limiting beliefs onto you. They got these beliefs taught from their parents or their teachers or people around them. If you're, for example, trying to start something like unusual, like a business or starting a YouTube channel, they will say, oh, it's unstable, it's not realistic, go have a normal job. You can only make this amount of money in your life. You need to work so hard for 30 years and then you will have something. Those are all limiting beliefs keeping us all small, but they don't have to be true for you. There are so many opportunities in this world. If you don't want a life, a normal, average life, if you want something bigger, if you want to have a bigger impact on the world, if you want to do something unusual and actually make money from that thing and just live your dreams, then go for that. Because who said it's not possible? These people, they haven't even tried probably. They never tried to achieve something bigger. They just thought, oh, this is what I have to do. I'm going to settle for this. I'm going to work this 9 to 5 very hard. And then I will have like my pension and then I can enjoy. But why does it have to be that way? Stop trying to take over these limiting beliefs from people because they are only keeping you small. You only have one life. So go after your dreams. And yes, you'll get resistance from so many people and they will tell you, oh, what are you doing? Like, that is never going to work out. Go do something normal. But obviously they have never tried to do it. They maybe don't know it's possible. Or they want to do it, but they just feel like they can't. So they're going to project it onto you. You only have one life. Go after your dreams. I think this is such an important message. But like, surround yourself with people who have done it. On social media for people who have done it, a role model. Maybe you won't find someone in your direct environment, but on social media there are so many people who prove that they can do it. There are so many teens that have achieved these crazy big things. Why do you think you can do it? You know what your purpose is in life. You know what you really want to do. Don't settle for a life that you just won't enjoy because you only have one. So that was a big ramble on limiting beliefs, but if you're going to take over all these limiting beliefs in your life, you're not going to live the life that you want, and your feminine energy is going to be drained, obviously. Feminine energy is also like the creative energy. It wants to create. It wants to create the things that it's meant to create. It wants you to follow your dreams. So if you're not doing that, your feminine energy will be very drained. And then also pessimism. Also, don't take over people's pessimism. Most of us are really, really privileged. We have so much that other people don't have. And we are going to sit here and complain about all these little things and that life is so bad, while we actually have the opportunity to build something so great and so big and so fulfilling. Be more positive. Focus on the things that you have. Focus on gratitude. Focus on the opportunities that you have, the things you can learn, all these beautiful things in life. Focus on that. Be more positive and don't engage in people's pessimism because it is only going to drag them to a more negative place. You attract what you focus on. So if you focus on the negative, that is what you will attract. If you focus on the positive and you work towards your dreams, that is also what you will attract. And obviously, feeling good in life, being grateful for what you have, being positive, that is obviously going to elevate your feminine energy. And pessimism is really going to drain it. You have actually a big influence on how you feel and your happiness. So that was the video for today. Which external things will drain you of your feminine energy? I really hope you learned something from this video. I hope you will implement some of these things in your life. And I will see you in the next video.